that pretty much sums up the season, huh? It's crazy, isn't it? You win some, you lose some, you get battered in some. At the end of the day, champions of Europe. Okay, but no, seriously, yeah, that was a terrible game. Worst game of our season? Probably. I don't think there's a worse game than that. I mean, you could argue the Brentford game, the 2-0 loss, but that was at least close, right? This one, we not only got our captain suspended for one game, we also lost 4-1. So we conceded 4 goals. That's embarrassing, right? So yeah. Now on the bright side of things, we're still in the top 10. You know what I mean? So top half of the table, something that we struggled to do last year. This year, we've managed to barely keep up for the first, 13 games, 14 games, I'm not sure. But look, on the bright side, right? We have a project going. That was embarrassing, humiliating, but without these losses, some victories don't taste as nice, right? So now if there is any positive to take from that match, from a match that has a lot of negatives, I'd say it's the fact that you need to lose to win. You need to fall down to get up. So taking that into mind, I'd say that it's not a terrible situation, because we can grow from this, right? We can right our wrongs, and we have the whole season to do it. But I will say that it's going to be very difficult to challenge for Champions League football now, because we're almost halfway through it and we're still 10th, which is very bad. But I'm not gonna linger too much about the past. As I'm recording, that was, I think, 4 days ago. So you win some, you lose some, right? If we lose again, I'm going to be very sad. But we've beaten Brighton twice this season, I believe. One was in the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup, and the other one was in pre-season. Now, pre-season doesn't count. Taking that into mind, we still beat them 1-0, I believe a month ago, right? So let's do a repeat. Simple as. Now, I think their squad was slightly rotated in that match, so the win wasn't against Brighton's best 11. So you can't really think that the same is going to happen, especially since it was only a 1-0 victory. But I would also caveat that and say we kept a clean sheet and we managed to score a goal, which is something we haven't really done too consistently during the course of this season. Now, we play them Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. and Chelsea are going to win. Now, look, I'm going to keep this video short. I'm going to go through the starting 11 that I think is our best 11 to use. Now, without further ado, I'm going to put Robert Sanchez in goal, as per usual. I'm going to put a partnership of Badiashile and Axel Disasi, which is something I wanted to do last game, which we didn't do. We played Badiashile and Thiago Silva. And as we all know, Thiago Silva had a bit of a bad game. Understandably, he's 39 years old. He's going to have a couple bad games in the season. But I think his time has come to see bench for at least this one game. I wouldn't mind if Poch plays him, because he's still a good player. We saw that in the Manchester City match. He scored a goal. He was very good. And one bad game doesn't immediately make you a bad player. But I wanted to see a bit more of Axel Disasi, especially with his partner Badiashile, which they played together with in Monaco. So I do believe there's a chemistry, there's a connection there, and that's going to help them in the match. Now on the left, I'm going to be playing Levi Colwill, right? Now, it's either him or Cucurella. And like I said before, I think Cucurella offers a little bit more offensively, and Levi Colwill offers a bit more defensively, especially in the air. But my personal opinion is that Levi Colwill is just a better player overall than Cucurella, be it by not too much at the left back position, but I think it's enough for him to play in the left back position for us. I'm not sure how that's going to match up tactically, because I think when you have not centre back pairing, but if you have three defenders being Levi Colwill, Axel Disasi, and Badiashile, essentially you have three centre backs, and that means the right back is going to have to be a bit more offensive to fix a tactical shape and just help out offensively. So yeah, I believe that Malo Gusto has a bit to offer us offensively, but I don't think he's that incredible. I think Reece James is more qualified to be an attacking fullback rather than Malo Gusto. So I can see Cucurella playing at left back. I don't really mind, but the one thing I do want to see is Badiashile and Axel Disasi. Now, moving on to the midfield. Pretty simple, as per usual. Caicedo, Enzo, and Conor Gallagher. Now, in the match against Brighton that we managed to win 1-0, we played Caicedo and Ugochukwu together, which is actually surprising. And yeah, Ugochukwu, who played in our last match, wasn't too... I'd say that's probably his worst match. And that's not to say he had a bad game, because truthfully, I didn't get to finish the match. But he didn't seem to really be the decent player, the solid player that he's shown to be in previous matches. But regardless, Enzo Fernandez is Enzo Fernandez. Even though he's not been incredible this season, he deserves to start with Caicedo and Conor Gallagher in the midfield. Boom. Moving on. Right wing, there's no question about it. Cole Palmer. I think he could potentially be the next Saka. You know what I mean? The next right winger to shine in the Premier League. And I think he has the talent, the potential, and the ability to do it. And I think he will do it. But time will tell. Moving on. Striker. I believe Bro is still injured. That leaves either Nicholas Jackson or Nkunku, who said before that he told Poch that he wanted to play in the match against Newcastle, which he clearly did not get involved with. I think he was on the bench, I'm not too sure. But the question remains is, do we play Jackson, who is more of a striker, or do we play Nkunku, who will be more of a false nine for the team? I'm not too sure. That's why I'm not a professional coach. But I think if Nkunku's fit and ready, maybe it's time to shine. Time to start a match. But I will say that giving him a start without at least bringing him off the bench once is something we shouldn't do, simply because we need to see how he fits into the team and obviously take care of his fitness, because he's only just returned and he's not even played a single match yet. So yeah, I would play Jackson at striker and bring Nkunku off the bench if Jackson isn't performing very good at half-time or the 60th minute mark, something like that. And to finish off, left wing, Mudryk or Sterling. I believe Mudryk is available, but I'm not sure. But for my squad, who do I want? Mudryk or Sterling against Brighton? I'm going to go with Mudryk. Even though Sterling, he's been on a very good run of form lately, and he scored a goal in the last match, the only goal. I do think that in terms of tracking back and helping the team's tactical system, I think Mudryk might be able to help us expose Brighton's defence. And yeah, I think Mudryk might be better. But I do love Sterling. I think this match might be Mudryk's to start if he's fully fit. But I'd also be happy with Sterling if he were to play the match. Anyways, guys, that was my starting 11. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, see you next week.